so good with the war with China so far.
Yeah, I see that. You basically collapsed their northern front, and you're pushing in on their industrial zones already before they can get full garrisons up. You even got a pretty amazing naval landing in there, but it was a little faulty as your units, you didn't end up. I don't know if they got away. Okay, they did get away. I was gonna say I don't know where they went, but a lot of your units were injured. I didn't see where they went, but now they're getting pushed in on down there. You have a potential to take Nanjing from down there, but the problem you're going to have is sustaining your units over there. That's going to be the hardest part for you. But the north is doing pretty well. I think the biggest thing that you risk is if your military ends up in an endless slog with their military.
Yeah.
You've already taken one of their military productions, so you've nerfed how long they can fight you for already, and they haven't started making any more. You just have to somehow maintain your front over there against them, still somehow push through their garrisons. I mean, maintaining the front seems to be working pretty well. You have way more units than they have there, and thus you can overwhelm them. Your injured units, though, curious to see how those will handle. Because the Chinese, they don't have a lot of units. They have garrisons. That's what they have. And their military approval rating is down to like 37%, so you've already basically taken out their fighting spirit. As for Mexico, their military approval is even lower, and we grow closer and closer to their capital. Let's get the movement continuing. We don't want to slow this down for a second if we don't have to. Right now, it's really just supplying our motorized and mechanized units that's going to be taking the longest period of time here. Got to get more units headed south to try to make up for it. They did have some cavalry over here we have to keep an eye on. This half-track needs to fucking get away, but I think it's like out of fuel. Half-track, run! Half-track, run! Don't be my first unit loss, half-track, fucking run! There we go, good job. We have some panzers coming in. I love how we have panzers. Also, we got those M2 mediums in, and they're definitely better than the panzers. I think I will go ahead and replace all my current tanks with the M2 mediums, and eventually the lights as well that are going to become available. We got a lot more units, tanks, everything showing up here. We should be overwhelming them down there. Here, we're just trying to break through their supply lines, really. Looks like we have supply. Let's push forward some more. All right, the more we take, the more supply we have. They are getting garrisons up, so that's not good. The more garrisons they get up, the more we lose our capability to just kind of rush through. Yeah, pretty much all their cities have garrisons up now. They have some engineers coming up after us. What is this? Oh, some events popping up. Chamberlain shows his displeasure surrounding the events in the breakup of Czechoslovakia by recalling the envoy to Germany. Oh, take a peek at Europe when you get a chance, because the events popped. The Germans control the Slovak Republic. Bowing to threats by Germany that they would allow Hungary to invade, the government of the Slovak Republic has aligned themselves with the Reich, essentially becoming a German puppet state. And Carpathian Ruthenia annexed, so Hungary annexed part of Czechoslovakia that was loyal to them.
Oh, there we go.
We have the Axis forming. You thought the world was crazy already. Just wait. This September. Sorry. This autumn.
There you go.
In a world. In a world where Italy doesn't know when to stop.
It's got some reinforcements landed in the south, so
we're getting really, really fucking close to their capital. We have to keep up this pressure somehow. Gotta get as many of my fucking units headed south as I possibly can so we can keep up this pressure. We want them to fucking collapse, and we need more supply. Once we break into here, especially we get this airbase, oh man, Mexico's fucking mine. And he'll have a lot more problems trying to take me over if we get this. Yeah, there was no more waiting. I had to do this now. Let's see how his push is going. He's pushed up north a little bit more. What's his losses at? 25, so he is losing units, but China has lost 148. He's not losing units at any rate that I should be happy about. He's not sending his injured units back to repair, which is only good for me. But the situation overall is not only good for me, because he's still winning. in the north and in the south. Another city falls. And only one more Japanese troop so far. He's growing closer and closer to Nanjing. That's no bueno. No bueno at all.
China. Tricks are for kids.
Alright. We have a force down here in the south. We can take their capital. Their military approval is so low. It's so low. Also, how's my economy? 11.1. Okay, good. I can maintain funding infrastructure this much, which is good. I'm going to keep it maxed out and take whatever bonus I can get, because it's also going to boost up my production of everything that I make. And it's a strategy I'm going to try where I'm going to try to keep up that production and that spending for basically the rest of the playthrough. We have the capital surrounded. He didn't have enough garrisons to guard all this. We're just fucking dump trucking ourselves in, trying to complete some like encirclement maneuvers. We took the capital. Oh shit! We might see them surrender now.
Just outside the capital.
Oh, Germany just annexed Lithuanian Memel. Oh, they moved their capital to Guadalajara. That's no good. But it's about to fall. I went after it in time. Oh yeah, dude, you have pushed all the way up to Nanjing. That's insane. And their military approval is so low. I feel like they would surrender if you took it. And your north pushing south, is doing amazingly well.
Before they surrender, shit, where's the thing?
Where's what?
Call. I don't want to annex them right away.
Oh yeah, set that before the end.
Yeah.
If you don't want
shit.
Okay, that's interesting. So you're gonna what? Colonize them, or are you gonna liberate them to being friendly?
No, I'm gonna colonize them.
Neat, neat. You don't think your economy could deal with them?
Not right now, no. Not right now.
It's all your economy's already starting to collapse under what you already have taken.
I just gotta up the spending. My inflation's at 2.7. Yeah, it's kind of
Oh man, the Mexicans are still fighting me. This is annoying. I was hoping they'd surrender immediately. I want a decisive victory, damn you. I've got a large force moving on the new capital, while a bunch of my other units are just going literally everywhere else. Alright, we're outside the capital. They have a garrison pretty much everywhere, but it's not going to be too problematic. Inflation's still going down. Oh yeah, when this war is done, my inflation will be at a point where I can expand rapidly. Taking this over is doing everything that I fucking need it to do. That is fantastic. I really should just start expanding now, honestly. I need more land production, I fucking know that. I don't know where my land production even is, though. I'll probably find it after this. We're moving at a slow enough speed anyway. Oh, great. They moved their capital all the way over there now. I'm amazed they're even still fighting. They have a 4.2% military approval rating. They shouldn't even be able to fight at this point. We have a nice stretch of roads we can take. Every single city that we can claim will make this easier. And I am going to annex this. This is going to get me exactly where I need to be in order to grow faster. Since he's not annexing China, that means he will not benefit directly from the population and military production that China has to offer him, which is good. So even if he wins, which looks like he's going to, it won't be a decisive change in the state of the world. All right, did I take over their other research center that was building? I did. Right here. Let's get rid of this.
I see you just took out Mexico.
Awesome. Yep. Goodbye, Mexico.
Jesus
Hello,
Christ.
51st state. Now let's clean up all the crap that they had that I don't want. This is going to take a moment, probably. Oh, they didn't have a lot of stuff, actually.
So what's next, huh? Guatemala? El Salvador? Nicaragua? Honduras?
I mean, it could be, yeah. I now have the largest military bar. I'm tied with Hitler. Let's see, military. You currently have the most amount of military production in the world, though.
Yay, I'm number 1.
Let's see this over here. So, let me just check the research centers. We are not making any research centers. We have gained 4 more slots, just like I thought we would. Perfect! So we have gained exactly what I wanted to gain, and then some. Our economy is dropping, which is perfect, and allows me to expand. To expand, I'm going to build 2 more land productions here, and I'm going to build a... Oh, Czechoslovakia
Oh, there went
is eliminated.
Czechoslovakia.
What did Czechoslovakia even have remaining?
That's a little slice.
I guess a little slice, because they've been dead for a while. Looks like you're about to finish off Nanjing.
Yep, just about.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't surrender after losing that. There's no way that they wouldn't. This is the opposite of how I wanted things to go. He's only lost 39 units in this whole invasion, and he's about to get a loyal China working for him. One, which by the way, I have supplied with 20s tech. Oopsie. At least he doesn't know that. Oh, yeah, Nanjing's done. He just force-fucked his way into Nanjing. There it goes. There it goes. Nanjing's dead. Now let's see if they fight for much longer. That's terrible. Oh,
there it is.
There it goes. Holy hell. Alright, there we go. What are these, Oh, you gave them Manchukuo. Because it was loyal to them.
Son of a bitch.
You returned their Manchukuan lands to them.
Can I just re-annex that, or will that fucking redo
because
the
it's
thing?
Because it's in China's loyalty, you have to annex all of China.
Ah, fuck.
So you only get Manchukuo if you annex China. That's sad. That's sad that it fell. At least it's only a colony. And the good news is, the great news is, it took away Manchukuo from him directly. He's not in as good of a state as he was. So he has to either bear the entire population of China on his economy, or go back to not even go back. He just lost all the resources of Manchukuo that he developed. He's in a bit of a situation. He still took over China, so he definitely won this situation. See, I wouldn't have gotten here in time to help. No way. You saw how long it took me just to move through here? Imagine sailing over here. I would have failed. By the way, in the case of an attack against Poland, the British Prime Minister, Neville Chamberlain, restated the offer of assistance. The Spanish Civil War has happened. That's actually good. I like the Spanish Civil War. I think I'm going to befriend Spain. Even though they're allied... Oh no, they're not allied with Italy anymore. The Spanish Civil War has actually made it so that the Spanish are not allied with Italy anymore. Huh.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. But I can get all the rest of these things right now, and I could maybe work on a formal alliance and have the whole of Hispania. I could have the whole of Hispania as an ally. Because they don't get involved in the war, and they could both provide me a way into Europe, a dual-stacked layer into Europe that will also serve me well as allies. Get rid of all the mid stuff that we got from Mexico. If they had any full-size stuff, which I'm sure they had plenty of it, I'll keep that. All the, like, their consumer goods, industrial, and even their power plants. I'll keep those if they're full-sized, which they generally speaking, they are. Our improved power grid's about to finish, though. The sooner we can get off of coal energy, the better.
Well, at least the war didn't drag on.
That it did not. You won a decisive victory. It is interesting, though. It's a bit of a flip that because you colonized it in that way, I didn't even know this would happen, that your territory you have that was loyal to them would just kind of join in and make a colony.
Yeah, that was, especially since I annexed it.
Especially since you annexed it, yeah. And also the Chinese colony of Uyghur is now independent. The landscape of Asia has changed dramatically. A full colonizing of all loyal China is still technically more than real-life Japan ever accomplished in China. So, 2 of your land productions I see that you made in Manchukuo are now also China's. So this China has more military production as well. They have 21.3% inflation. What the hell? I've never seen a number that high.
Oh, now it's dropped to 20.8, so they are they are going down.
What's more impressive is that their unemployment is still at 4%. At least now he doesn't have their research centers. That's probably what I was most worried about. Him getting their military production and research centers. He is not getting those, however. So unless he annexes soon, that is a good thing. And he's not currently making more military production. So where does this end him? Where does this end him currently? Still, so you're back in second place for military production. You're still ahead of everybody but me. I've gained like 1 land production from Mexico, and that's it. But I'm building up more, baby. What's my inflation look like? 12.2. That's still going down? I know I'm building a lot more stuff. No, that went back up. But I am maintaining massive amounts of infrastructure spending.
Industrial goods and consumer goods have problems when I'm positive on everything.
The raw materials might have problems right now.
Yeah, but that's weird. Like, I'm surplus in everything, so I don't see how I can have a shortage of raw material.
Problem doesn't necessarily mean shortage. Good thing I was building up the Philippines, because
I don't know.
they're going to need to be able to defend themselves now. If only I could get my allies to do the same with their own territory. Their population hates me so much that they just will not join me no matter what. Although as their casus belli goes down, that should be helped, especially if I, refrain from declaring war for a while. I still plan to take the Belgian Congo after Belgium falls. But let's lower my infrastructure spending by a good amount now that I don't need it as high, and see how that ends up affecting things. The bonus goes up really, really slowly, and it's really, really bare. But it should still keep going up if it can, like, literally double, potentially. And then maybe our inflation will be put in a better place. Now that China's fallen, I'll definitely need to be the strongest version of myself I can be. Endless military production, here I come. So many of our troops are in Mexico now. Mexico has good enough infrastructure. I shouldn't need to really build more of it. In fact, there's some areas where I can just straight up get rid of some of their roads because it's not practical. Like out here, this is a rail, but still not practical. A lot of this area is not practical. A lot of this area isn't even connected. Connecting this could be practical. Oh, Italy declared war on Albania.
There it goes.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, so it says, like, okay, for this one, consumer goods, for example, it says production 1,000, capacity 4,000, unused 2,500. But I'm at capacity. I have no electricity problems, no supply shortages, anything. The production's not meeting the use.
There are reasons for that, and I wish I could see your game to just be able to run you through more easily, but you have to always have a supply of rubber. Make sure you're not overselling your resources to anybody. You have to always have electricity, petroleum, metal ore, industry goods, rubber. You may have manually set the production differently, maybe.
I haven't changed anything. It just happened right after the war.
So are you not meeting your actual usage?
Basically, yeah, like my production's good. Like here's rubber, for example. Rubber 2,200, actual use 287, demand 679, unmet 392.
I'm not sure. Without being there to see it, it's hard for me to diagnose it. Oh yeah, the infrastructure rating is barely going up. Like, it's barely going up with the additional spending. I was hoping it would double. I've never tried maxing it out before. It barely goes up with the additional spending. Now that the war's over, lowering that should help me fix the new inflation problem. The new inflation problem, which, by the way...
why. It's the stupid industry goods.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, it had to be something. Let me get rid of a lot of these roads we don't need. Try to make this whole situation a little more efficient, cost a little less. I might build some of my own infrastructure to connect some things. Oh, the Italian declaration of war against Albania has caused the French and British to extend further guarantees, this time to Greece and Romania. Funny, because Romania joins the Axis. As the threat of the Axis expansion grows, the Allied nations appear powerless to do anything but make empty offers of support. Yes, indeed. Our research is finally, like, catching up. We have so many research slots now that we can research basically anything that we want. We've got acoustic ranging sonar, nuclear fission researching. Oh, Albania. Dude, I didn't even think to look at the war over there. And Albania fell pretty quick. Italy just overran them. I think that Germany has the most amount of research centers aside from me. They have 6, or they're about to finish their 6. Okay, the UK's staying pretty even with them. When they start taking over countries, they're going to balloon to having the most for sure. He is about to have 4, and I have 11 research centers. Nobody that I take over after this is going to have any. And
oh shoot! Oh, no.
Pact of Steel.
From Alliance.
Yep, that's That's the alliance between Italy and Germany, although the actual in-game alliance has not been signed. But the event is there to set it up. Oh, and I got improved power grid 3. Alright, I gotta get improved power grid 4 immediately. Immediately. Pause everything else. Make way. Get rid of radar. We don't need radar. We need an improved power grid. New alliance. Oh, there's the alliance between Italy and Germany. It has spawned. I need more military goods desperately. Especially since I'm increasing my military production. My overall inflation, though, is still a little problematic. I can make one more military goods factory at least. Here, let's put one over here. Hutchinson, where I've been building them so far. My trade integrity 64.5. What is his? 65.8. We're pretty close together. That's good. If it gets too low, then I won't be able to ally with anybody because nobody will want to sign any treaties with me. The next country I could take over that I know of that would have any research centers is Venezuela with 1. Brazil has a bajillion of them, but invading Brazil would not be easy because they have some military production. They'd be fairly difficult. I have to extend a lot of force, and I can't cover the Americas that well. I'd have to do like a full-scale invasion of them to ever successfully do that, what I'm planning to do, or what I'd like to do. Pretty much, though, this whole hemisphere is pretty void of research centers. There's barely any. And even countries like Cuba, they're not really making any more. Hey, look! The first Puerto Rican units are made. Cool. And their money's holding up. How's the money of the Philippines holding up? They're spending it, but it's not too problematic. I think I'm going to spread my wealth a little bit. I'm going to send like 5 bill to the Philippines to keep them good for a long while. Keep them supporting anything they need to support. As for Puerto Rico, I'm going to send them another, let's say, 2 bill. Help them sustain what it is they're doing. Use a bunch of my money up. But look at this. Still no one else has reached 10 bill but me. I've still been pumping out those Rangers. I got another 4 of them. Let's send those over to Africa as well. I'm basically just keeping all of my Rangers in Africa where they can eventually conquer things for me that are low in supply. I mean, they'd be very handy in like a landing in Brazil, but I need insane amounts of them to actually do anything. I have 24 of them, and I'm still making more. Oh, the Amtraks are way more cost efficient compared to the half tracks. They can't go as far, but that's a 3 times cheaper price deal. I think I'll research that and let my AI use it.
No, I'm really surprised freaking Italy hasn't declared war on France yet.
I know, right? They usually do, don't they? 5 million. Oh, God. That is expensive because it's a half track. Although its stats are way better in combat. Ah, fuck it. I'll get the scout car. Inflation's still going down. That's a good sign. It means I can build up. We need more industrial goods, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to fill up the rest of Amarillo with 2 more industrial goods factories. I'll need more industrial goods just to maintain the military goods that I inevitably need to make as well. I need to basically double, more than double my military goods production if I want to be self-sufficient, and that requirement is going to go up and up and up. And I need lower inflation to do it. My taxes are max. My infrastructure's back down to the recommended. It seems like around, if you stay at the recommended as a max, the bonuses you get from technology really do add up quite well. My immigration situation is still pretty good. I'm glad that I have more pop than him again. But he does have China, and China is militarizing. And when he annexes China, that's interesting. Japanese China has the highest total army staff in the world. So do they have that mil cap penalty, or does Germany have it?
That's a very good question. Or do I have it because they're a colony?
11.2, so it's still going down even with my excessive building. Power consumption is doing way better than it was, which is good. Getting coal out with is going to be difficult. We don't have nearly enough hydro, I'm sure, to make it so that we don't have to rely on coal. So for now, we'll still be relying on coal. I'd love to get rid of it, though. It would lower other costs and allow me to be more efficient. Damn, fucking Spain, you really want to rip me off, huh? Will you ally with me? They still won't. It's that civilian rating. Those civilians are too afraid of me. Even a maxed out military bar, I can't fucking get them unless I start throwing a bunch of money into them, which I could. They're in debt. I could get them out of debt. There's not many other allies I'm looking for anyway. But I think Spain would be a good one to have. Cement my power, my presence, my own little mini sphere that I have. At least, you know, that's a good thing. I may not have taken over something as big as China, but I have my own little mini sphere here. If the Allies win in Europe, it will grow even further as I merge together with the Allies. Turkey annexes Hatay, part of French Syria.
Turkey, or bad for Syria, or bad for France?
It's a very small amount of territory. It has only 4 villages on it, with a combined population of like 150k. It's not the biggest deal. Oh, I love how there's some British units still in China. They start out there at the beginning of the game. They didn't help in the war or anything. They're just chilling out where they started. Maybe they'll move when UK goes to war and needs to put them somewhere else. Oh my god, what is all of this? I didn't even see all that before. Is this new? There's no military production over here. Why are there so many French units over here? It's gonna be fucking pointless if France falls. What do you... France. Get your units out of Asia. Put them in Europe, or you're gonna die. Germany is now 2 ticks, not just 1 tick. 2 or 3, I think 2, past France on the military bar. This is going pretty interestingly so far, don't you think?
Yeah. I never thought I would have taken over China so soon.
Yeah, true. You stopped a war from being drawn out very nicely. Build more industry goods production. That's probably the most important thing for me right now. Industry and military goods.
The south was going to be risky, but if I wanted to end it quick, I figured that was the way to do it.
Yeah, it is risky, but it totally is the way to do it. Wars from the north never go as well. Oh, Netherlands and Switzerland made an alliance. The best part is, none of these alliances matter because none of them are going to actually try to defend each other from Germany because Germany's that strong. I'm just so curious who's going to win, the Allies or the Axis? Whoever does win, that's game-changing because whoever ends up, if one nation specifically wins big in that war, that one nation will rival us. But either way, the good thing about being in my position is it doesn't matter who wins to me. Whoever wins, they can't project themselves into my hemisphere. Whoever wins is in your hemisphere. And if that's Germany and they conquer the USSR...
then I want to be best friends with Germany.
Best friends to protect yourself, or you'll end up needing to conquer them just to expand. So I am looking at invasions of maybe these smaller countries here. I wouldn't gain a whole lot from them. It would just geographically push me closer and closer down Central America.
Russia right now, that's for sure.
What happened?
I said I have no intentions on declaring war with Russia right now. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah, you need to recover from your war with China, even though it didn't go, like, in terms of losses, you did pretty well. You only lost 41 units. You now have the most military casualties of any country in the world, unless you include China. You know what's so funny? Your casualties are almost as high as theirs, but your losses are a fraction of theirs. If you annex them, though, your military production would be unrivaled.
Soon. Not too soon.
Alright, good. So now we know that he plans to do that. I keep testing him with that.
Yeah, I need to keep bumping up my
I'm gonna pump out some rubber production. Some more. Just 4 more for now. Because I need to get myself self-sufficient on rubber, ideally.
Sure, Argentina, I'll sell you some agriculture.
And in addition, I need to go ahead and keep raising my military and industrial goods production. Because those are vital. Long term, those are vital. Is this a seaport? Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and connect these a little bit, huh? There you go. And we want to maybe connect this as well. And probably connect it by rail up north. Oh, shocking Western European leaders, Germany and the USSR have signed a non-aggression pact. This action is seen to further isolate Poland and make it easier for Hitler to use his army as he sees fit. Neat. Get that rail line all the way up north there, connecting it near Tijuana. Gonna cost a little bit, but it will make the area a little more efficient supply-wise. Mexico has some supply holes that I could do with trying to fill in, and maybe I will do that as time goes by. But, I mean, even my territory has supply holes. So long as I can get around the majority of Mexico, no problem. It'll be good.